Hello, Internet. This is my third time recording this intro because I wasn't recording. Hello, I'm Jish. This is Jams by Jish. Today I'm going to talk about one of my new favorite shows, and that is The Owl House, specifically the theme song, and what I think it does incredibly well. There's another really useful video that talks about the chord progression of this piece, which I'm not really going to touch on since I feel like they did it really well. So here is the link to that. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. The Owl House. It's a great show. It's really fun, really funny, really dramatic at times, great representation, just all in all, a great show. But I don't see many people talking about the theme song, and I want to get it started because I think it's a great theme song. And, the question is why, right? Well, okay, I'm going to outline a couple of different things that I think it does really well. So let's start by discussing the brevity of the piece, right? The whole theme song, it's pretty short, but that's a good thing. That's the modern thing to do. Music is getting shorter and shorter. TikTok has had this phenomenon on the music industry where music is designed to be more dramatic, to have more hooks, to be more concise, to get to the point. And in the time that this piece runs, it has 5 different sections, which is insanity. It takes you all over. It's this roller coaster of a theme song. That leads me to my second point, right? This piece employs a literary technique that I really like, which is called en media res. The idea is it starts in the middle of the scene, right? Even in the animation, it starts with Luce falling in the sky and then getting picked up. But this is true musically, too. We don't have any intro bars or pickup measures. It's just immediate drums, immediate arpeggiating orchestration, immediate bombardment of sound. And it's a little overwhelming, but by doing this, that is how you hook someone, because that's really what the theme is meant to do. You're meant to watch the theme song and say, okay, I want to watch this show. How do you do that? You be brief, you be momentous, and you start in the middle of the action. That's not to say that it's too cluttered, because I think that it employs repetition very, very well. There's a lot of motifs that it repeats. There's parallels between the first and third section. There's parallels between the second and fourth section. And the twists and turns that it takes, it's guided by these arpeggiating lines throughout the whole piece, as well as this really constant and exciting drum line in the background. Now, I mentioned that I'm not really going to touch on the chord progression because I feel like that other video really touched on it well, but I am going to say that I think this theme employs dissonance really, really well. Because again, what is the Owl House's theme trying to do? It's trying to stand out. How do you stand out? You're dissonant. You make a noise that you don't think you're supposed to hear. It's not supposed to be satisfying. It's supposed to stand out. This is done by borrowing chords from parallel keys. It's a very untraditional chord progression that employs voice leading wonderfully. So it doesn't feel like it's too abrupt, and yet it also catches your ear. It's like, that's a strange noise. I think that the composer of this piece definitely looks towards Danny Elfman as a large influence. You can hear a lot of parallels between this piece and other works like Wednesday comes to mind. The last thing that I want to talk about is the instrument selection. And this is where I think the Danny Elfman influence is most apparent, where it's this full orchestration, right? And it feels very Harry Potter-esque in the choices of instruments, in the cadence of things, in the timbre of things, in the mixing. But every once in a while, there's actually a very salient, electric guitar or synth that is a little out of place. And I would say that this is the modern touches. It's saying, this is not your Harry Potter. It might sound like it, it might look like it, but it's a modern take on it. And I just think that that's really cool. That's pretty much all I have to say about this piece. Go watch the show if you haven't already. It's really, really good. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.